What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Will Motivation, and today in this video we're going to talk about how much money I make and how I budget my money every month as a landlord. So basically how I survive off of my rental properties, my investment properties, and I'm going to talk a little bit about how I built up my portfolio, because you guys obviously see me in my garage standing in front of my Lamborghini Huracan, which I just got. So I do okay as a landlord, but there's some secrets, some tips that I have that make it possible for me to actually have a car like this. But in this video, like I said, let's talk about how much I make every month as a landlord. All right, so first, starting it off, the important thing, if you want to be a property owner, a real estate investor, or a landlord, is if you want to live off of that income and you want to make significant income doing that, then you have to have multiple properties, or as some people say, multiple units, because you might have one big property that has multiple units in it. And then you can calculate your monthly income. You have your gross and your net, and I'll explain that. But you can calculate that based on how many units you have that you rent out every month as a landlord. All right, so in my case, I'm gonna get right down to it, then I'll break it down. Because some of you guys just wanna hear, okay, how much does this dude make every month in real estate to be able to afford a Lamborghini? So let me get right into it. Like I said, then I'll break it down. So every month, first of all, I have 23, I don't even know, like 23 or 24 rental properties in total. The reason why that fluctuates is because some of them are not making money right now because they're undergoing like rehab and preparation to make money. But I have roughly 23 rental units, right? But I have on average about $1,500 a month in rental income for each of my properties. So you multiply that out, that's 23 properties times $1,500 a month. My gross income from my rental properties as a landlord is around $34,500 per month in rental income. Now, that's what they call the gross. So that's basically the total amount of money that the properties bring in every month. But what people have to remember, as a landlord, you actually have to pay expenses every month that come out of that gross income. So every month people pay rent, but I have to pay taxes, property taxes. I have to pay insurance on all of the properties. And in some cases, I have to pay a mortgage on some of the properties. So you have to subtract those expenses from that $34,000 or $34,500 to get what's called the net, which is what you actually bring home after your regular expenses. Then you have some of your periodic expenses, which could be things like water tank or water heater goes out, or air conditioning unit goes out, or something happens. So you can't just spend all your money every month thinking that it's all good, right? You actually have to save up money to take care of a rainy day, take care of fixing some problem that might come up related to those rental properties. So what is my actual take-home pay after like the mortgage, property tax, and insurance on that $34,500? Well, it's roughly around, you guys are probably gonna think this is a whole lot less, but it's roughly around $12,500 per month net from that rental income, that gross rental income. But even out of that $12,500, remember, you have expenses. So me, I consider myself an investor. So usually I take all of the net income after I pay all of my expenses, I save it, then I handle any repairs that come up. I actually have to pay a property manager, so some money comes out of that to pay my property manager every month. But then usually I don't have any money left over Well, actually, I do. I have some money left over, but most of my money gets reinvested from that real estate income into buying more real estate or finding more real estate opportunities, investing in those opportunities to multiply that net income. So what does that mean? So let me break that down. So let's say I got roughly $12,000 coming in net every month. That's about $140,000 a year. Let me do the calculation real quick. 12 times 12,000. Let's say 12,500. That's $150,000 a year net. Now I still got expenses. Like I said, you got to take all that stuff out. But let's say I have $100,000 at the end of the year in net rental income profit, right? So what I like to do is take that 100,000 and invest it in a project like a flip. So buy a house for 100 with that 100,000. You just like part of that's the down payment, and part of that is the rehab budget, and then the other part of the money for whatever property you buy comes from the bank, like partnering with the bank, and then fix that property up and then sell it. So try to turn that $100,000 investment to $150,000, at the end of the year, or however many times I can do that in 1 year. And usually I do 2 or 3 flips every year. So if I average 50,000, I probably don't even average that high. Let's say I average 30,000 to 40,000 on a flip, and I do that 3 times a year. That's between $90,000 and $120,000 on top of the 100,000 net from the landlord income that I make per month. So that's the first part of this video, giving you an example of how much money you can make as a landlord. Now, most landlords, I don't think have that many properties. I have 23 properties, but I acquired those properties over the last 15 years. So it took me 15 years to get roughly 23 properties, right? And those properties I have, some of them rented out normal month to month or year to year leases. And then some of those properties I have rented out through Airbnb. I have 4 Airbnb properties as well. So now you might be saying, well, if you got 100,000 you make as a landlord, that's not enough to afford a Lamborghini. But like I said, I flipped that 100,000 in other real estate. So I might do 3 properties and turn that 100,000 to 200,000. And with $200,000 in net income per month, you can afford something like this as long as you have other assets as well. So I have other streams of income. But now let's talk about budgeting every month and how I kind of manage my budget and how I kind of survive off of that income. So I have my main property that I live in now. My mortgage in this house, it's a nice size house. It's about 2,300 square feet upstairs and about another 1,800 square feet downstairs. So it's a decent sized house. My mortgage is only roughly $1,400 a month. I have personal cars of mine. I have no car payments. So basically I bought my Audi that I drive as a daily driver. I bought it in cash. But then I have a work truck as a work vehicle. And then I have some of these toys. This is actually a vehicle I make a monthly payment on. This is a personal vehicle of mine. And my monthly payment on this vehicle is, I still got to do the video, but it's less than, it's right around $2,000 a month. So we'll do that monthly payment video and I'll break that down for you guys. So my house costs less than my car, but I put a nice down payment on my house when I bought it. Then I got the car payment. Then you got your monthly utility bills. And that's mostly it in my case. I don't have a whole lot of credit card debt. I try to keep my debt low. And then when I have debt, like a car like this, I may carry that debt for up to 12 months, but usually after 1 year, I pay the debt off or I sell the vehicle. one or the other, but I usually don't carry debt for that long. So I try to keep my expenses low. I don't have a whole bunch of extra stuff going on that I gotta pay for. So that way, I can live off of my rental income. But the other thing that I do is I have other businesses. So my real estate and being a landlord is just one of my businesses. I'm a software engineer actually by trade. So I also, manage a software company. I do a lot of things. So, I think the moral of the story or the lesson of the story is have multiple streams of income, have multiple skill sets, and study up and learn. So if you're interested in learning about investing in real estate, I have a YouTube channel, and I'm actually I have a real estate course as well. And I'm releasing the course on that real estate channel for free. So if you want to learn about investing in real estate, check out the link in the description. Go to willmotivation.com, and then I'll email you the free link to sign up for the course on my YouTube channel, and you can check it out and learn. And next thing you know, invite me to your delivery video when you pick up your Lambo or whatever it is. All right. So I just wanted to share a little bit of insight on basically how you can survive, how you can live if you have rental properties. Now, again, with that income that I make with the rental properties, a lot of the mortgages are paid off. And a lot of people are probably like, well, how am I gonna make the money to pay off a mortgage so that I can net, over $100,000 a year as a landlord? The way I did it is I bought real estate over that 15-year period where I got my 23 properties. Over that 15 years, I was flipping properties every year. So I was buying and selling real estate every year. And when I sold real estate and I made profit, I paid off the mortgages on previous properties that I wanted to keep. So by doing that over and over, buying and selling, I eventually was able to pay off a lot of the mortgages on my 23 properties. So that's how I did it. But I just wasn't like born with money and I had the money and then I paid off all the properties. No, it didn't work like that. I had to pay the properties off as I went by buying and selling other properties and flipping. So if you want more details on how to do that, like I said, I got a real estate channel, go check it out. And it's not that hard, really and truly. But you just gotta be smart, patient, learn first, then take action. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I have more videos like this, just sharing my experience as an uncle, you know what I'm saying, and somebody that you can come to with questions. So if you got questions, go ahead and drop them in the comment section of this video. But yeah, more content coming, just me sharing information, and also I'll share some fun with the cars as well. Peace.